All right, we're live. We're back. This is a new year, 2021. We are back. The vinyl collection with all my vinyl friends are here. Well,
all the important ones. All the important ones.
Top vinyl friends are here for the new episode in 2021 of the vinyl collection. That's where we look through our vinyl collection, pull them all apart, see what we have. If you've watched this before, you know I have no memory. So this is kind of a rediscovery of my collection to see what's inside, see what it looks like, see what kind of condition it's in. And we've went through the whole collection almost. We're in, for me, the Bob Dylan section, which is vast. Still a number to go through there. And maybe we'll pepper in some Grateful Dead, but I will start with some brand new records that came, due to Christmas time. Got some new records, of course. So we'll be doing that. With me, as always, is my friend Matt Bandy over here.
Hello,
Matt Bandy.
How are you?
Good to see you. Good. And look at this. Curtiss is here. That's like, it's a special episode when Curtiss is here. Yes.
Happy New Year's, fellas. Are you supposed to say Happy New Year or Happy New Year's?
I've always said Happy New Year.
Well, that makes sense but I hear a lot of people say Happy New Year's.
We're used to slurring it, I think. New Year's, Happy New Year's. Son of a
well, like maybe it's like possessive, like apostrophe S, not like plural New Year's, like Happy New Year's Day. It's just short slang for it. I don't know.
I don't know. It's interesting you brought that up. I know on the Howard Stern show they just talked about that, so it's funny that the people are thinking about that. There's nothing else to think about right now except for that and vinyl records.
Nothing I can think of.
So let me bring on the biggest star, of course, of the show, the guy who brings all of the fandom to the show, none other than Chris Roberts, taking his regular corner down there.
Yep.
Chris Roberts.
Hey, buddy.
Anything exciting happening in the world today?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing?
Nothing.
Wow.
We are here in peaceful pursuit of music and vinyl records and collecting of all sorts.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, it's a weird one, but that we're here to give people that diversion.
That's true.
This is brought to you by 805, which is I believe it's a California Central Coast. That's over by you, Bandy.
That's my neighborhood. Yep.
Love it. You're probably not familiar with this, Bandy.
Nope.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I see it everywhere here, though. It's a local. I don't know if it's a local thing or if it came out of this area, but I think it's from one of the local breweries here.
I think it's my favorite. It's really good.
Favorite? Wow.
Of the the local swill. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, just to get everything out of the way, did everyone have a Merry Christmas and all that? Good holidays?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Good. We had a nice little break from the Start to Continue YouTube channel. So, I had to give my guys time to celebrate their celebrations. So, anyone get any new records?
I did.
Nice.
I did not.
Oh.
I did not. No, in fact, I went to I got all my Christmas, Grandma sent the Christmas cards and stuff. And I thought, man, I haven't been to the record store in a cool minute. And so I went today and I didn't find anything. I'm kind of super picky right now. I'm at a point where I'm kind of happy with my collection. And if I'm going to add something new to it, I'm not just going to go to the record store and buy something for the sake of buying, which is, I feel very good that I have accomplished that. But it's hard to get me to find something that I really want to add to my collection.
Your record stores are open?
Yeah.
We're in lockdown. Only essential stores are open here. So.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is shut down, but retail stores are still open and stuff. But it's more like the bars and restaurants and all that stuff is still shut down.
We are escalating ever so slowly into more and more heavier cuts upon us. They're even talking curfew soon because our numbers just keep going up and up and up.
Goodness.
Can't get vaccinations in. So people are being
What's
stupid.
What's it like in Canada? I don't really know. I know the U.S. is pretty terrible. I mean, I living in L.A., we're like the epicenter. We're the worst of the worst right now. What's going on in Canada?
I mean, not to that level. Like in my province, our numbers are like 3,500 new cases a day, which to us is going crazy. That's insane.
I thought that was the entire population of your province.
Right. So that's getting us very, jumping.
They count the geese and the moose too, huh?
Yeah. I am in a very populous province. So, yeah. So, they're ramping things up on, I think, Quebec, the province over from us. I think they've already instituted some kind of curfew just to try and get this thing. People just got to just settle down for a little bit, just a little bit. Let's get the vaccines going. We don't have the amount of vaccines that you guys have, and we're even slower at pumping them out for some reason. Well, the government machinery is very slow. I don't know. We're dealing with it. I'm still working, so that's okay. Yeah, dealing.
Groovy. Back to the music and definitely not video games.
Yeah, I don't know what someone was doing there.
Mm-hmm.
You got to show something, I guess. I'm just thinking of the crap that I got this month. So, but I was listening, totally involved, or totally in tune with what you were saying. Yeah.
Well, let me start then. I did pick up some things were not like Christmas presents. They just happened to arrive over the Christmas break. And one thing got its own video, if you've seen on this channel, the latest from the Third Man Records Vault subscription service, which was the White Stripes Greatest Hits LP here, which is everyone got this, but the Vault members got exclusive colored vinyl as well as exclusive artwork. We got some prints. You can watch the video if you want to see more details, but we got like exclusive artwork like this. It has like an entire kind of Wizard of Oz type theme, but the artwork is really cool. Like it's all kinds of little Easter eggs hidden in this artwork. If you look close enough, it's all kinds of little things in there.
Make yourself big.
You want to see it? Well, there's a video. You can go and check out the video and hit.
That's what I think I'm here for, Bill. There you go.
I heard something. Let's see. I don't know how good this camera comes across for you.
Yeah, that's right there.
Great. Yeah.
See, there's all kinds of little tiny things hidden in there. Some kind of cat.
There's only 3 discs. There's not 4. There's not 4 sides. Is the 4th side blank?
It is 3 discs. Yeah. What do they have written here? 3. Yeah, 3 discs.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
I will show you one. I'll show you the one is red, one is white, and one is the splatter edition they did, if I can find it for you, because it looks kind of neat.
Ooh.
I forget what they called this design, but yeah, it's neat. I think just Vault members got that. Hey, Miss Q Dog in the chat. Good to see Miss Q Dog here.
Hey, Melissa.
Ahoy. Happy New Year.
And they included like a big magnet sheet of poetry, so you can like whip the words around and write up your own lyrics. And the biggest little Easter egg I love when record companies do this, when they put the artwork right in the sleeve like this. I love that.
Yeah.
So that was from Third Man Records.
Now is that a yearly subscription that you pay for to get those?
You pay quarterly, so you get one every quarter.
So you don't have to pay to be in the club and then pay to get the records. You pay and get the records. Is that what it is?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
every time they do a quarter, they ding you for another fee. And then you're set to get that next package. And then you have that amount of time to cancel, to get out if you want. And then they'll ding you again for the next package.
It's the same price every package.
Yeah, it has risen a little bit over the years, like $10 here and there. And for Canadians, of course, we take it right up the. But what can you do? Now, if you guys remember, I also told you guys I got my big kid a piece of vinyl for Christmas. I showed you the Queen's Greatest Hits.
Nice.
This is really good. We put it on. There is no filler in here. It is just excellent.
Oh, that's a 2-discer?
Yeah. And it was pricey too, let me tell you. I'll show you the vinyl.
I had that on CD, but I didn't realize it was a double LP.
Where'd you get it?
This is a store called Sunrise Records in Canada. See, it was a Sunrise exclusive.
Wow.
And she was really happy because I think this is her first piece of vinyl that is neat like this.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Nice.
Way cool.
By the way, she doesn't know I have this down here. I just stole it from her.
Better hope she's not tuning in.
Yeah. There's the other disc here. And it's got some more swirly whirly. This looks really good. No warpage. Played beautifully, which is nice. That was the Queen one. That's what she got. And then this was, I guess, a Christmas present to myself, which we can unbox live.
Hey-o.
Hit the subscribe button. What was the story behind this? I think it was from Amazon, and it was just a really good deal. I think it was $20. And it relates to my edition of Big Brother and the Holding Company Cheap Thrills. You guys remember me showing this record. This is, let's open this. Sex, Dope, and Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holding Company, celebrating 50 years of Cheap Thrills. So apparently that's what they originally wanted to call this album, Sex, Dope, and Cheap Thrills, but the record label said no.
Wonder why.
So this is, I guess, alternate takes of the actual release. And I think, yeah, like I said, I think this was $20 for a 2-discer. I don't know what was going on, why they're getting rid of them. This came out a couple years ago, 2018. Controversial original title restored, 2 LPs of alternate tracks from the 68 album. I was just watching tonight, I put in the Monterey Pop Festival documentary and watched that Janis Joplin performance, and I got hair raised up in my arm. I've seen it a million times, but she still raises the hair on my arms. That's the kind of performer she is. I'm opening this, breaking the seal. This is happening.
This is a big deal. Hit that subscribe button.
Oh, it's a gatefold too, so I can't even save the plastic.
You don't need that plastic.
Well, there's a sticker on it. Here we go. Oh, there's 2 stickers on it. The celebrating that sticker, and then the We Are Vinyl sticker. I don't think that's worth keeping, is it?
Nobody cares, Bill.
Nope.
Life is too short to save the stickers on plastic.
Our good friend Kevin says you must save these stickers, so I'll definitely save that one.
You can send it to Kevin.
Ooh, some nice art in there.
Whoa.
Trippy. I can't. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Yo. Lots of mushies. White rabbits.
Is that their van is like a snail or something?
It is. No, it's a big
Caterpillar.
Yeah,
Or a caterpillar, yeah. Oh.
that is cool. Funky.
Say hello to Duke. What's up, Duke?
Hey, Duke.
Duke! You do.
Oh, there is a code in here, which is good to see.
You gonna share that code?
I probably shouldn't, right? Nah, I better keep that.
Oh, you put that with your stickers.
Get it. There it is. Could you get it?
We can pause it.
If you got it, go ahead. That's the kind of generosity I'll give you. So I got a bit of a write-up on the sleeves. Look at all this. This is beautiful. A history of cheap thrills.
What happened to Janice in that bottom pick there? Boy, she looks terrible.
Which one?
She look like she's got some bad news.
That's regular black vinyl on Columbia Records.
Nah, you gotta throw that away.
Just toss it.
Regular. Get it out of here.
Lots of info here. What's in this postcard business?
Racist.
Canceled.
Canceled.
There you go.
You had a good run, Bill. Your channel's done.
There it is. There's another record. Looking good. Doesn't appear to be warped, which is good. You really got to check that nowadays. Discs are coming warped all the time. And that's it for my brand new stuff. So I can toss it over to the next person, I guess. That is Matt Bandy, to see what he's going to grace us with.
That's me.
What genre do you think we'll get from you?
Probably blood, dungeon,
I
metal,
don't know.
death.
He's been
Strumming.
flirting with country for a long time here.
I'm guessing gospel.
Little Shania Twain. Bam, bam, my name, my name.
There is going to be, so these are all, I'm going to show my recent pickups. I got one thing came in the mail. One was a gift from my best friend. And
I didn't send you anything.
no, you didn't.
I
It
don't
was
even know your address. How'd that happen?
it was Chris Roberts that sent me something. He's my best friend.
God damn, Chris Roberts.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
You are my best friend, though.
well, hey,
One
one
of them.
too.
All you guys are my best friends. I don't
Right.
have one best friend. I have
You
a
got to
collection
rank the best friends.
of- Mhm.
A, 1B, 1B,
We'll
C.
go 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Who they put it? You don't know. You don't know.
Wow, it looked like Curtis, me, then Bill, but
Wow.
I mean that's how it looked to me.
It's a
Carry
mirror
the
image.
one.
So I pointed myself first.
Oh,
I'm number one.
well, you don't
Anyway,
know.
so this first record, I got in the mail. What was it, last week? I believe came in the mail last week. I got a glare here. See if I can. That did nothing. Let me take the plastic off here. So this is a band from Denmark. So this came from Denmark in the mail. There's
That's
a band called. You can't see the name of the band is called AFSC. And the title of the record is Ofte jeg drømmer med død, which translates to often I dream or often I think about death. This is a one-man black metal band. It's very melancholic. This is one of my favorite records that came out this year. I missed it on its first go-around, and luckily he put out some more copies. I ordered this directly from the artist on Bandcamp, and it came in the mail, no problems. I always get kind of worried when I'm getting international records shipped, but yeah, no issues. And the record was on. It's kind of like this is a smoky kind of black, clear, see-through. Not really showing up so well here on the screen, but it's like a translucent smoke color. And it came with a lyric sheet in this little booklet. All the lyrics are in Danish. You got some artwork here in the book. I can read a little bit of Danish, not so well.
Really?
Yeah, well, I used to be fluent in Norwegian. How you guys might or might know, but I used to live in Norway.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, and Danish is very similar to Norwegian, but yeah, it's. So I just got the book here. Yeah. I don't believe this book was a part of the first run of this record, so this is just a little bonus here. There's some other liner notes. Some kind of spooky old illustrations. Also came with a couple stickers. It's upside down. There's the band logo and just the title of the record here. So this is a one-man project. I think when they play, he has played a couple shows live, and there's some studio musicians that play with him, but he writes and I believe records all the music itself. But what originally drew me to the record was the painting here. It's kind of a I'm not sure who the artist is, but it's kind of a powerful image, and that was what really originally kind of drew me to it. So, but yeah, this is a great record. If you are a fan of black metal, I would suggest checking it out. And then this was second record here. It was a gift from my buddy Dennis McDonald. This is his band called Berthold City. They are a hardcore band from Los Angeles. He lives here. Actually, the kind of members are all kind of spread out through California. But this was their latest EP called Moment of Truth. This is a variant of the record. There's a couple different variants, and this was there was 50 of this record pressed, and I believe I have number 39 out of 50. There's a little gatefold. Usually you don't see. It's kind of cool when the 7-inch records come out, a little gatefold. And you got the band members here. And it's on clear red vinyl with a hand stamp on it.
Oh, pretty.
So Berthold City is a strange name. And Berthold City is actually a name of a font, in case you're wondering. And it was a specific font that a few different bands used in like the 90s, a few hardcore bands. So this is kind of a weird band name, but
Is that the font?
It is not the font. It's similar to the font. But it is not the font.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. It's similar to the font, but it is not the exact font. Wow. I can show you the font maybe later. So yeah, it's cool to have this. There's quite a few different variants of this record. But yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, might I say, Patreon subscribers will get access to that font.
There you go. I can promise you that.
Exclusive.
Okay. And then I got these are, those were from last week. And this I picked up over the weekend. I used I got a gift certificate to my local record store from my father-in-law. And I used that last Saturday. So the first record I picked up was by an artist by the name of Blind Blake. He was a Delta blues musician from the late 1920s. This, I'm not sure I think the record label, I don't know if it's called Rough Guides, but I believe there's a whole series of these records, to where it compiles a bunch of their releases or their singles, and usually the backs of them have kind of a little bit of a write-up of the artist. I'd never heard. I wasn't too familiar with Blind Blake. There's quite a few different blues, especially Delta blues artists. Like it's Blind something something.
Mhm.
But this has.
So he's not actually visually impaired.
No, he is blind.
Oh,
Yeah. There was a lot of these. A lot of the artists who were blind always kind of had some like tragic thing. There was like one guy who had acid thrown in his face by his mom when he was a kid and lost his sight. So usually there's some other like kind of tragic story for a reason why they'd lost their sight. But it was like the turn of the century, and healthcare, and that wasn't the greatest then, especially in the South. And so I don't know if that's a part of the reason why that was more prevalent. But I've seen a few of these collections before, and I was happy to pick this up. I was familiar with He's in the Jailhouse Now. If you've ever seen Oh Brother Where Art Thou, that song is on there. It's a little bit different version. I'm not sure if he wrote that song, if he was a writer, but this is a cool release. It's on 180 gram vinyl, just on black vinyl. And I believe it has a download card. I'm not sure if this has been used, since this was in the used section. So if anybody wants that, go ahead and grab that.
Nice.
I don't need that.
What's the sound quality like on that disc? Does it sound like a million years old, or
no? It's not. I think it's been remastered. It definitely, a lot of the Delta blues from that time period. It has a kind of a distinct kind of trebly sound, not a lot of bass, because it's basically just it's in this too. It's just the artist. It's him and a guitar, and he's singing. So
it's got to be mono, right?
I'm sure, but this is in stereo. But yeah. So if you ever see these collections, I'd pick them up. There's usually some really, really good stuff. And then the other record I got was Bo Diddley in the Spotlight.
Nice.
I believe this is his second record. I'm not 100% sure, but this was a re-release by Rumble Records. I'd never heard of them before. I think this looks like it came out in 2013. This was on black vinyl, nothing too special. I wasn't too familiar with the tracks on here besides the first one, Roadrunner. I think that's kind of a more well-known Bo Diddley track. But this, I wouldn't say I wasn't disappointed with this record, but it wasn't. This had kind of more of a early 50s rock and roll sound, kind of almost more like a Buddy Holly kind of sounding songs, and it wasn't really that that typical Bo Diddley beat or that Bo Diddley sound that you're accustomed to. It's still a good record, but I might just need to give it a couple more spins before I get a good determination of the record. I've always thought that Bo Diddley was a very underrated and doesn't get the cred that he deserves. I dig a lot of his music and don't have any on vinyl, so I was happy to pick this guy up. So I got a few more records, but I'll save that for my next go around here. I feel like I'm going long.
You could never feel like you're going long. Don't worry about it. I'm sure there's a joke in there too somewhere, but we can move on to my buddy Curtis. Hey, you've done homework for everyone else listening to their stuff that they've recommended to you. And I recommended to you to check out Tubular Bells. Oh, so long ago. Has Curtis finally listened to Tubular Bells by Mike Oldfield?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
yes, I did. Dude, that record slaps, as the youngins say.
So that's a good thing?
That is a good thing. I
right.
dug it. In fact, little factoid I found out independently, which was really weird. Sometimes the universe just like brings weird coincidences together at the same time. So I listened to Tubular Bells. I really dug it. Sorry. And I do trivia with my friends every other week. And we make up our own trivia right now. And I was doing some trivia on Alan Rickman because it was the holiday season and Die Hard and what have you. So I was looking up some Alan Rickman facts. And I happened to come across, did you know that on the Tubular Bells, in the last song or whatever, like the end of the record, when there's a voice saying all the instruments that are playing, that is Alan Rickman.
No way.
Yeah.
Come on. Doesn't even sound like him.
I know. And Alan Rickman, you have to understand, his film break was in Die Hard. He had done no films before that. He was accomplished stage actor. And then he goes and does Die Hard and gets big, obviously famous in Harry Potter and all those movies. But yeah, he did that.
Wow, that's neat. Good fun fact.
There you go.
Don't forget, there is a little documentary on YouTube you can check out about the Tubular Bells, which is really good.
What's the connection with Alan Rickman? Like, why is he?
That's a good question. I'll get back to you on that one. Oh God, what is that? What's going on? Stop it.
Copyright.
Copyright.
There goes the video, Bill.
Yeah.
So
No
I
money.
don't know. I was trying to order a record on Amazon, so I too had a new pickup. I thought it would get to me by the time that it was my turn. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So I'm just going to do my normal thing where I talk about what I've been listening to. Tubular Bells was one of them by Mike Oldfield, right? And then the other thing was I had told Chris I was going to find the other good song on Survivor's Eye of the Tiger album. And the last time I had listened to it, I'd only listened to about 4 tracks or 5 tracks and hadn't found it yet. Well, I am sad to report I finished the entire album and that other song does not exist.
Right. I told you.
I will say the album is a very 80s album. It's good, but there isn't that one standout track that rivals Eye of the Tiger. No. Not by a long shot.
I don't even think there was another single.
I mean, there's some good.
No, but I mean, an actual single that was released. I don't think they ever had a second single. No, they did, but they did do, like the Rocky, one of the other Rocky soundtracks, like Rocky 4, maybe Rocky 5, something. They did a song or something. Yeah. Okay. Well, by the time Rocky 5 came around, nobody gave a shit. Yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, that's my book report on Survivor's Eye of the Tiger. And then I really haven't been listening to a whole lot else. But I did watch a concert that I will recommend. You can find it on YouTube right now. It's from 1998. It's when Billy Joel and Elton John did their tour together. And it is from Tokyo. I forget what, but look up Tokyo, Elton John, Billy Joel, 1998. It's fantastic. Really good show. And so that's what I've been watching and listening to. And heck, since we jumped into records already, mind if I show a couple? I mean,
jeez.
Yeah, how about that? 30
34.
How many records have you shown already? Gee whiz.
It usually takes like an hour just to get to the records. This is amazing.
I blame Kevin.
So I was going through my entire collection. I've decided to stop doing themes and all that sort of bullcrap, and just because I was losing track of what I had shown, what I had. Now I'm just going through alphabetically. I left off on the C's last time. Last thing I showed was Cab Calloway. Fantastic record. We're gonna move on to the Cars.
Yep.
You guys like the Cars?
I do. I got that record at the swap meet for $1.25.
Oh man, well
I
that
love
is a friggin' steal because this
Oh,
record
yeah.
rules.
It's great.
This is their best one. Comes in this awesome plastic sleeve.
High quality.
Did you get that from Bill? Looks good.
So, it's a good one. Yeah. No, I listen and I play this one a lot. Love me some Cars. Moving in stereo. I mean, come on. Who doesn't think of Phoebe Cates when that song comes on?
Uh-oh.
Ephemera.
Oh,
Oh, what is this? What? It's like their track list and stuff, but it's like in Japanese or something.
Well, we know Kevin's not listening because he would have had to chime in.
What is that?
He would say that's not ephemera.
but since it's in Japanese, maybe you are supposed to get rid of it. So it could be ephemera.
Well, what if you spoke?
What? Why is that in there? That is weird. Is there anything else? There is. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Let the good times roll.
So you think that's an import or what?
That is good. I'm trying to remember. I've had this record for years. I don't remember where I got it. Weird. I got a friend that could translate this for me. Let's see what it says. I'm sure it's nothing interesting, but is there anything else? Oh my goodness. It's like Alice in Wonderland in here. You never know what you're going to find. So this is always the funny part when you're.
This is the best part of the show.
When
When you have to put everything back in, you can't just set it down. Yeah, this is great.
So this next one we'll get to, but my dad, he found like a stack of his old records and he gave them all to me. And so this is one of those. And that is the Clash Combat Rock, which is
nice.
It's a great album. It's got the Should I Stay or Should I Go? You're probably familiar. The only issue was of all the records he gave me, this one
That was your dad's record?
warped as all. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, it does, you can't really see it here, but it's definitely funky. It makes it look really good here.
Is it enough
But
to make
it,
the needle jump off it?
I'll put it back on, but the last time I listened to it, it was like, should I stay or should I go now?
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. But
There are ways to fix that.
I was gonna say, Bill, chime in. Can he fix that?
There are ways. Kevin is
What
the
way?
expert on that. But you heat it up somehow and slap it between your encyclopedias. I don't know. And then it'll,
Encyclopedia Britannicus.
that'll do it.
good to know. And how many C's I got left? I'll finish off the C's. I got two more. This next one, Natalie Cole, Inseparable. Huh?
Oh,
You guys like Natalie Cole? This will be an everlasting loving. This will be the one I waited for.
Let's hear that high note. Come on.
Yeah.
This will be the first. Is it the first time anyone has loved me?
There you go. Let's hear that falsetto.
You asked for it.
Yes. Don't worry, it's just COVID. Fantastic record though. Daughter of Nat King Cole.
I don't think I put two and two together with that one ever.
You really know that?
No.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Didn't they do one of those fake duets?
Oh,
Posthumous
did they?
duet?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they sang "Wonderful World" or something like that.
That's right. Yeah.
And my final C, this is a good one. Play this a lot when I have people over for parties. Culture Club. Kissing to be clever.
So I got a funny story about that. There used to be this show called Solid Gold, and a lot of new songs used to be shown on that. Like it was like the intro to America or whatever. And we were watching it when Culture Club made their United States debut on Solid Gold. And my dad was like, man, she's good looking, but why is her name Boy George? He couldn't because it looked like he had boobs, and he was so conflicted. And every time I tell him, I'll show him that picture. I was like, you remember when you wanted to have sex with Boy George?
Hey there, Chris's dad.
Yeah.
Those eyes are engaging.
Yeah, well,
Have you seen what he looks like now?
Well, depends on what you mean by now. Recently now?
Yeah, recently.
Chris, you'll get this. I always thought he kind of looked like Gold Dust.
Well, I think Gold Dust probably was inspired a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I've seen pictures of him in like full on, just like he looks exactly like Gold Dust because he had full on like make his like yellow paint all over him.
Yeah. But this is a great album. Do you really want to hurt me? I'll tumble for you. That's good stuff.
Karma Chameleon.
Have time on there.
This does. And time is also on here. Yeah, it does not have Karma Chameleon.
That was the second album, right?
Yeah. But this has. I mean, this is the better one.
That was the breakout.
Oh, this was from the dad collection. This was one of the ones my dad gave me.
Nice.
I wonder if your dad had those same feelings.
Eclectic taste. He's like, dude, I'm so in love with that Culture Club shit. Get all those albums. Get all of them. And those were my C's.
That's the hardest C right there.
To the other C.
Well, seeing that you brought up Die Hard, a friend of the NART podcast, we became friends through the show, and he sent me a Christmas present out of the blue, and it's pretty cool. But it's like it is a illustrated book on Die Hard, like done kid style. But I mean, it's still violent, and it still cusses and everything. I mean, he still says "yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker." I mean, they kind of just take all the big points of the movie and condense it, but it's really cool. I mean, if you're a diehard collector, or if you just like to have weird books around your house, I would suggest picking this up. Looks like it was $17 in the US and $23 in Canada. So thank you, Clay, for that. That was very nice.
So speaking of Die Hard and children, my son watched Die Hard for the first time on Christmas Eve.
And how'd that go?
It was great. It was his very first rated R movie too.
Okay. Is he intrigued with the sequels?
He hasn't. I'm sure he would want to watch the sequels, but that was kind of a big deal for him. His first rated R movie. Watched it together. Yeah, he loved it.
I mean, it's violent for sure, but
I know that was
pretty tame for.
It was. It was mostly like language. There's boobs for a second or two, but
yeah, cocaine, a little bit of coke.
Yeah, I think that went right over. Curtis,
I may have been wrong. I'm.
No.
You shut up. You shut up.
Lies about.
Well, I might be wrong on which album Alan Rickman was on.
Oh, dude.
Because there was a Tubular Bells 2.
Yeah, and 3, I think.
Which came out in 92.
Well, that would make a lot more sense.
And that, I think...
the unknown Alan Richter being on the original Tubular Bells. And it looks like Duke's son, Bob, his first rated R movie was Alien, and that's an excellent choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Tubular Bells 2. So,
Man, your guys' kids, I mean, they're sheltered, man. When I was my parents took me to see, well, my mom took me to see Pieces, which is just
Pieces?
tragic. I remember when I think I was like 6 or probably 7. We went to see Mad Max, the Road Warrior at the drive-in, and you think, oh, it's a pretty badass movie. It's pretty tame. Yeah, there's rape in it. There's like all kinds of stuff in this, and it's yeah. I watched Porky's with them as a kid. And that's odd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At Porky's, and I'm not talking about I don't even know if there was a TV version of Porky's. It was like on HBO, so you saw the dick in the wall and all that shit.
Mm.
Yeah, the teacher having sex with the student.
More importantly, Chris Roberts, what are you wearing?
Oh yeah, I got. Now is this a tubular bell or?
Hey, that might have been in the back of my head somewhere.
I think you ripped off that guy and you owe him some royalties.
Uh-oh.
Someone from his estate want to contact the podcast.
You guys take notice of this square here. Take
Ass kisser.
Why not? I don't care. So, also speaking of narc, I was actually able to pry these from Rip, Jason, for like $10 a piece, which is amazing because he'll never watch the show, so it's easy to talk bad about him. He is a greedy bastard, man. I mean, I gave him stuff, and then when he decided to sell off his stuff, I didn't ask for the stuff back or nothing like that, but there was a couple of boxes that were kind of cheap. I'm like, hey, can I buy that one? And he's like, oh yeah, like $40. I'm like, but it's like 23 on eBay. Why on earth would I buy yours for that much? Like, he's just anyway. So, but I got, I'm like, dude, but he must have been on some eggnog or something.
It's called the bro discount. Hasn't he heard of it?
I mean, I didn't even want a bro discount. I just wanted the low market rate, not the inflated, I think it's worth 10 times too much rate. Anyway, so I got Predator from him, which is a really nice box. And then what's that?
Do you like that game?
No, I don't. But I wanted to get all the Schwarzenegger games. I have Terminator, which is the most tricky. So I figured, why not?
I know that there's some people that defend that game.
Well, I mean, it's not that bad. It's just not that good either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not. There's worse games. It's kind of fun, I guess. It is weird though, because it does feel like you're playing two different games. And I mean, the nerd did a video on it, so I'm just kind of re-saying some of his shit. But even if you look at it, like, you got like this side scrolling where you're really small, and then all of a sudden you're playing another level and you're like giant. I mean, it makes no sense. But and then he has pink camouflage. Like, what jungle is he in? Like, how's that gonna work? And then I figured I might as well get Total Recall while I was at it. I think I might actually go for actually this is Activision. I was thinking maybe an acclaimed set because it's kind of LJN, and I did finish the LJN recently. And then I also got Athletic World, which I want to say this is the first print, but this might actually be the second print, but a really early print, because I think the first print had a hang tab, but I have to look more into it. But either way, this is still a really early print, and it's kind of cool. So
Isn't
I got
one of those like worth something?
Athletic World?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the same company that made Stadium Events.
Yeah, but isn't there like wasn't the original Athletic World like it said like Family Fitness on it or something? Look into that.
It was the Family Fitness.
Well, that might have been the original
I know.
print.
Yeah.
That could be the first print. Yeah,
I think the first print was like Family Fitness.
This actually that's probably why this is the second print, because it does say Nintendo on. I was pretty confident it wasn't the first print, but because it doesn't have the hang tab, and anything early 87 or 80, especially like 85, 86, well, anything 85 or 86 is a candidate for a hang tab.
Right.
Anything early 80s or like late 87 and beyond went to the oval seal. So this is a circle. So, you can kind of date these things. Plus, it still has the trademark on there instead of restricted. So it's still early on in the trademark game because as soon as your trademark goes in, it turns into a restricted. So they were still waiting to get the trademark back on Athletic World. So it's pretty early on. And you can even see Power Pad was still trademarked and not restricted yet. So
yeah,
it's just those little signs.
Bandy, you got that?
No,
you looking for it, buddy? What do you got?
No, I was I couldn't remember what this. A copy of Ghosts and Goblins had a hang tab.
Hang tab. Does yours?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. See, mine doesn't. That's another thing I picked up during the break. I found this, but we'll wait on that. But yeah, I got one of those. Mine don't, but yours is the first print, which is pretty cool. So I got those, and then this guy on OfferUp had some pretty juicy stuff. So I decided I just kept sending him like low ball offers, and he was going for it. So I'm like, okay, and it kind of opened up the slippery slope, though, because one of them was WCW wrestling. And this would be the harder wrestling game to get, especially complete. So then I started thinking, like, well, I have the LJN, I have the Nintendo one. So then I went ahead and jumped on eBay, and I got Tag Team Wrestling.
Oh.
This is actually a first print, too. You can see the hang tab right there, still intact, which is kind of cool. So now I'm down to just needing, and on the eBay, I got Tecmo. I haven't got it yet, but so now I just need the actual WrestleMania. So
you don't have that?
No, I don't. Well, because I really was never much of a box collector, but I decided to get me just like a nice little kind of a curated set. I'm not going for all of it or even a lot of it, just the stuff I like kind of thing. And I do like the wrestling box. I always really dug the art. I mean, this one kind of has like that Lucha Libre look to it. And the game itself isn't good at all. It's actually horrible. And then this one's just a reskin Famicom game.
Shout out to Generation Gap Video for a good video on.
Absolutely. Yeah. Tyler killed it, man. He always does really good. And he actually got another one coming out here soon. So you might want to check out his channel. But that same guy, I also got this 5th print, and I am going for all the prints of this because I got the hard one, so I might as well. Well, I got the hardest too. So this is a 5th print of Mario, and then the difference is it adds the Rev A, and it has no hang tab. So it's just kind of cool. I mean, it was a pretty good price. It had this little, I don't know, some little jokester kid wrote on it, but I could live with it. It's other than that, it's actually in pretty damn good shape. And then the last one for my turn from that same guy, I got the Ghosts and Goblins, but this is probably a 2nd or 3rd print. And I keep saying that, but that's actually become the thing in box collecting now is, you got to have the first print, which luckily when I was buying stuff, I actually just was getting all of them by default. But man, that Zelda first print now is like $500 for just the box. I'm like, what? Like, okay. So check your boxes, man. You might be sitting on something. If you don't care about it, you can sell it and buy a cheaper version of the same thing.
Well, that's some quality records right there.
There's a lot of music on the games though. So there is a lot of music. I would play it, but I don't want Nintendo to copyright strike your channel, Bill. I'm thinking of you, buddy.
I appreciate it. It's good stuff. Man. Well, I never see that stuff around here, so it is neat to see you picking it up for sure. I appreciate it. I know the guys in our chats do. You got Duke and Mother Brain and Mrs. Q Dog. They all like that stuff.
Apparently, Duke thinks Predator is awful. So I'm going to have to defer to Duke. Maybe it is awful. I just remember thinking it wasn't as bad as,
I've never played that game. That's one I've been wanting to get.
It's not great, but I mean, I'm just saying, there's more games that are broken that I kind of put in that awful category.
All right. I guess it's me. I remember when we started doing these records, everyone kept clamoring with, when's the Bob Dylan stuff coming? Well, finally,
No. There's only one person that does that, and she's not
people were
here.
clamoring.
Not even here.
Oh, where's Denise again?
Yeah,
She's gonna be
Denise.
gone.
Yeah,
What
I
do?
mean, why would you do that to her? The only thing Denise wants to see is what you're going to show when she's not here. I mean, I guess you could watch the replay, but that's brutal.
She'll check the replay out for sure. And she had left a comment in one of the other videos I did where she wished all you guys happy
I saw that.
holidays.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And
Denise.
she said even Joe. So she would include Joe in the happy
Well,
holidays.
Wow.
He's been pumping out a lot of record videos. And
yeah.
I thought he wasn't into records.
He just put out a 2-part NES collection video.
Mhm.
He's a busy guy.
He's got all the videos.
Well, tune back in here tomorrow night and you'll see a live STC pod recording. Fingers crossed. So you can come in the chat and ask him about it if you like. He's pretty angry on this channel.
Sorry, man. You got to think about how you're wording your. Come on, dude. I'm too immature for that. You got to come in the chat. Come on.
Wow, that set you off?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I mean, you're talking about Bandy's 10-inch collection earlier, and
Mhm.
or something. Something about
Bandy went long.
Big
Yeah.
10.
Anyway, so yeah, we are going through the Bob stuff. We went through the first, I think, 4 albums previously, and we're going to continue on with that. I thought this was released like 10 years ago, but it is from early in his time, so I'll show it now. This is a live edition. This came out a Record Store Day. And in concert from 1963, rare snapshot of a young Dylan from recently discovered audio tapes. It wasn't discovered until 2010, and they put out this exclusive album for Record Store Day, I'm pretty sure.
Either Curtiss is frozen or he's just really, really happy. He's been smiling a long time.
He loves this
Can
record.
you guys hear me?
we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, you
Smiling,
guys
though.
are all frozen to me, and my thing is pinwheeling, so I'm like, I want.
There he goes.
There it is. Hi.
There he goes. So yeah, I remember I got this on my lunch at work. That's when I worked in downtown Toronto, and on Record Store Day, I could hit like 5 record stores on my lunch hour during Record Store Day. Those days are not here anymore, but that was fun stuff. And I managed to pick this up. What do we got in here? Here's the record. Nice thick sleeve on there. Thick record too. This heavy 180 gram retro style label on there. Audio Sonic recording blank, like it's the disc you cut on.
That's cool.
With the old courier typewriter type on there. Focus. From Legacy Records from Columbia. So this was good, and I remember I brought it home and I left it laying around the living room. And kids destroy everything. I came home from work one day and
Somebody step on it.
that happened. Hey kids, how did this happen? Well, I don't know. Wasn't me.
Kind of like that camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Deny.
They are pros at denial. So yeah. So there's that.
Hey, quick question. So you've been uploading all those Bob Dylan concerts on it. Did you happen to upload any Neil Young?
I have done a Neil Young. Yeah.
Yeah, you hear Howard talking about how he's been watching Neil Young on YouTube. How wild would that be if he watched one of your videos?
Yeah. Mine was audio only.
Yeah, he was watching him in concert or something like that. You need to get some concert footage, man. He might actually come to the channel.
It was driving me nuts because they were trying to figure out where Massey Hall was, and then they're like, "Oh, it turns out it's in Toronto, Canada." And it's like Canada's greatest auditorium. What? You guys? Anyways, yeah. They were,
Go ahead.
Neil
Yeah.
Young, some great love.
It was pretty cool. I mean, the fact that old man, that was the first time he had played that live, and he just said he had just wrote it or something. Like that was his first introduction. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, sound quality is really good on that.
Yeah,
it
seemed like that could have been on a record.
Yep. Last time we did this, we were talking about how the Bob Dylan people are putting out a compilation next year, how he did this recording session with George Harrison, and that's coming out next year. It's funny because I had released some bootleg stuff from that recording on my channel, and all of those got yanked over the Christmas holiday.
I bet they did.
All of a sudden, Sony came and knocking, said, no, we're doing that now, so yours are gone. So, oh well. I got a little bit of time with it.
Hey, you had a good run with that. Got a few views.
Yeah, it was a big viewer too. All right, so next up might be my favorite record
of all time.
I don't know. Maybe
you said your favorite record.
I guess it could be. If Bob's my favorite, and this might be my Bob's favorite record, my favorite Bob record, then maybe, yeah. And this is another. Remember, I said I got a bunch of these from Wales. This is one of those, and I'm noticing this is bringing it all back home in mono.
Is that his girlfriend?
Well, okay, if you want to get into it,
yeah, I do.
Mrs. Robinson.
That's Bob, and that is Albert Grossman's wife, which was his manager.
Whoa.
Yeah, and she got in this shot. I love this cover. There's so much. We were talking about Easter eggs and covers before. There's so much to look at in here. All kinds of little stuff going on in the frame to look at and to dissect. I love it. I love it. I love the cat. Like, everything is perfect.
I didn't see any of that. Yeah, I didn't see no cat.
No, I see it. That's funny.
The cat? Look at it.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, once you pointed it out.
Bro, I'm seeing a hot chick with a cigarette. I didn't notice the cat.
Doesn't she look glamorous? Yeah, her name is Sally Grossman. That's Albert Grossman's wife.
Yeah, well.
She went everywhere with them when they were touring in the early days. You can see her in the Don't Look Back movie if you want to see more of her. But as I was saying, the UK editions here, they have this glossy front, which I don't think our versions had. And like the glossy front wraps around to the back, and then the back is more like a normal matte paper that we'd be used to. So it's a really weird manufacturing process. You see how it's all wrapped around? The glossy goes and wraps around the matte.
So why is this your favorite record, though?
It just has a great bunch of songs on there, and it's half and half. It has like half electric and half acoustic. Really great stuff. It's All Right, Ma, I'm Only Bleeding, It's All Over Now, Baby Blue. Subterranean Homesick Blues kicks off the album. Like, it's just it's rocking, and then you got your acoustic stuff as well. And like I said, it has this great cover. Love the cover. Printed and made by Ernest J. Day and Company Limited of London, and that's in CBS mono right there. So this could be worth a little bit something too as well, value wise. Let's take a look in here. Got a nice sleeve. Oh, no, this thing. No, this has got a sticker in it too.
Oh,
the old base.
You got some ephemera, huh?
They did stuff like this in the old days too. You know, Bandy's got his stickers. The old stuff, they got their stickers too. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, what's that doing in there?
Yeah, you got it upside down, buddy. There you go.
Isn't that something? What? God damn
Look at
it.
that.
In this album of all places.
Oh, wait.
It's crazy.
Got connections.
Look, I hope you guys check out the video I have on this channel where I opened up a box that Chris Roberts sent me, and we get to see what was inside of it. It was very exciting.
Yeah.
And he sent me that sticker too. There's the
Shameless
vinyl.
plug.
Nice original vinyl in good shape. CBS I logo with the spindle hole through it. That's kind of
Pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no one can make fun of that quality right there.
No.
Good. Good.
We wanted to, but
I know.
you ruin your gimmick.
I can't find the sleeve has closed itself on me. This is even the sleeve is original. It says made in Great Britain, British patents on it. Original sleeve right there, folks.
So it got some clear plastic in the middle.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Keep static.
At some point they were like, you know what? Fuck that. Waste of money right there.
Yeah, the inside is lined with plastic.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So it does protect the record nicely. So after that, he would have come out with Highway 61, which is an album I don't have on vinyl. Now, as I was collecting Bob Dylan through the years, I had a lot on CD, and like there's tons of Bob albums, right? So it was all about getting the collection. Didn't matter what the medium was. So if I had it on CD, I wouldn't bother getting it on vinyl unless it came really cheap. So that's why some of these major releases are a gap in my collection. That's the excuse I'm going to give you. So next I have some John Wesley Harding in stereo.
No, for those Bob releases that you don't have, are you holding out for an original press, or do you not? Doesn't matter for you on the pressing on that?
I don't think it. No, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
I'm not. No, it doesn't matter. I'm not like Chris Roberts, completist. Got to have it, or I can't sleep at night. As long as I have a version of it right now, I'm happy. But if I come across it cheap, yeah, we're getting it.
How many albums do you think he made total? Like, if you wanted to go for a complete Bob Dylan, like US collection or whatever, I mean, it's got to be hundreds, right?
No, I don't.
No,
no.
50?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We have most of them. We're going to go through most of them.
Today
it gets muddy, right? Because in later years he does the legacy releases, which are you counting those as part of the discography?
Sure, why not? I mean,
but yeah, in these early days, he's pumping out 2-3 records sometimes a year, which is insane, right?
That's crazy.
So yeah, this one came in an original Sam the Record Man sleeve. That's a Canadian record store that went belly up not too long ago. It went from like 1,000 stores to just one store left in Canada, Sam the Record Man. Anyways, this has its original cellophane on it. And there's Bob. He's moving more into Americana, kind of country style music for this album. People said they could see
guy with
stuff in the trees here, but
who's the guy with the 3-point hat that looks like Horatio Sands on the bottom there?
Oh yeah, it is Horatio. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do you put the traveling Wilburys with the Bob Dylan, or is that a completely different section?
You'll see it. It's in this section.
Mm.
You don't agree?
I don't know. I know Baba Booey doesn't agree. He listened the last couple days.
Yeah.
What is it about Bob? I think I need to put
Bob?
I think I need to put a Bob album on. I don't know if I've ever listened to a Bob album.
What would be the big mainstream one you would recommend, Bill? Don't go with the deep cut shit. Give him a good one to get him started.
See, that it's tough because I got to really know the person, because Bob Dylan transcends genres. He's done every genre.
Oh my God, just shut up and give me a record.
Do you like country? Do you like gospel? Do you like
I like
folk?
it. I like it all. I like it all. Except for hardcore punk or whatever Witness was.
There's different versions.
Yeah. But I don't think Bob falls into that category.
This is my favorite.
Bringing It All Back Home. What year is that from?
65.
Bringing It All Back Home.
He was already playing electric music in 65?
Bam.
There you go. That's the title alludes to that, right? Because the British invasion was going on and blues seemed to be coming from over there. So Bob's like, this is where it came from. We're going to bring it all back home. There you go. Try that out. Anyways, we're trying to do John Wesley Hart. Was there a question I missed? Am I still? What is it about Bob? He transcends the genre. There's
I just like why is he? Because he seems to be like your guy, the number one.
Well, there's so much content there, and like I said, it doesn't matter what you're in the mood for. You can find, a sample of music that suits your mood, and like it seems he's predicted world events. Lyrically, it's just if you like imagery, there's songs that'll just blow your mind image wise, and then there's just songs that just say it out loud. Like protest songs. Exactly. He just runs the gambit.
Whoa. We don't need any of that, Bill. We had enough of that today.
Right. Maybe we need some of that now. But, he was protesting war abroad, not necessarily war at home. Anyways, we're not going to. John Wesley Hardin. Country. Not country, but more Americana folk style music here.
I wouldn't mind listening to that. I do like dipping in. I've been getting back into country stuff lately.
Well, that's a nice light venture into it. More Americana, like if you like the band, you're gonna like the tracks on here.
I'll throw it on there just for shats and gaggles.
We got another sleeve, which is nice, just a paper sleeve this time. Not Columbia Records, in good shape.
Curtis, I got a live album. I forget the title, but Bob Dylan's. I actually bought the flip. It's a cassette thing. I'm sure it was on vinyl and all that, or digital. I really like that. I liked it so much, I decided to keep it instead of selling it, and I had no intentions on keeping it.
What's it called?
I have to dig it up, but it's in the other room, and I'll send you a picture of it. It's really good.
It's the bootleg series.
Yeah, something like that. But man, it's just really good, dude.
Okay.
It's the bootleg series, volume 1, 2, and 3. Chris Roberts.
Yeah, but it was like a 3 cassette set, but I'm sure he had a vinyl set and a CD set as well. So
that's excellent because that runs the whole gambit of his career.
Yeah, I was just letting it play because I was testing a cassette. I had bought a stereo, little boom box. So I decided, well, I might as well just, and I was letting it play. And I was like, as I was organizing some stuff, I was like, this shit's pretty good. So
yeah, and that's like his outtakes and demos.
Yeah, so I was surprised. I had very low I just saw that it sold for like $30, and I was like, oh, I got it for $1. Shit, I'll flip it, and then yeah,
there you go.
All right. Continuing. Here we have Self-Portrait. This is a double album. I did a special video just on this album because they did a reissue of it where they did a reissue, a multi-disc reissue where they went and, took away some of the added tracks that they layered onto these things and gave us alternates and outtakes and gave us a greater appreciation of this album, which got severely panned when it was released.
Why?
Most people just thought it was a throwaway to finish off his contract, and it was basically a bunch of outtakes thrown on a record just to send a double record to the record label. But upon closer listening, it is actually some really good stuff on here. There's some covers and there's some original stuff. Someone circled their favorites on here, which is Always
That was nice of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See? That's a good one. Circle it. Circle it.
Well, at least they didn't mark out the ones they didn't like.
Maybe that's what they did. So I initially there's a guy who was in charge of the music critics at Rolling Stone magazine, Greil Marcus, and he was a Bob guy from the beginning. If Bob put an album out as 5 stars, he didn't even have to listen to it. When this came out, he famously started his review by saying, "What is this shit?" He was not happy. And then when they did the reissue, they got him back to write the essay for the reissue, and he re-explores this album and had a lot of interesting insight about it. So yeah, there's a whole video on this album and its reissue on this channel if you want to check that out. That's why we got new sleeves here. Look at that. And because of its, because of all of the word that I heard about this self-portrait album, I initially was not fond of it. But going back and listening to it, giving it a real chance, it is good. There's good shit on here. And some of the original stuff that has the extra layering of stuff on it, I prefer to the new remastered one that's stripped down. So, I mean, all these artists appeared on this record. But people think it's disjointed and no effort put into it and just thrown together. So it got a bad rap. But, and by the way, Bob did the self-portrait. And it's on kind of a canvasy medium here too. So that's kind of neat.
Is that supposed to be him?
What's called self-portrait? That's what they thought, right? They thought Bob did not give a shit about this record. He threw together this self-portrait in like 2 seconds and said, "There you go. There's your record."
That's quite the schnoz there.
Yeah. Okay, one more. I'll finish it off for this round. We'll have, I don't have Greatest Hits Volume 1 on vinyl, but I do have Greatest Hits Volume 2. That came out in 71. And it's got some tracks that hadn't been released before as well. And some stuff from the basement tapes.
How can you put those sorts of songs on a greatest hits?
Stuff that didn't come out yet?
Yeah.
Well, you see, they wanted people who had already owned all the shit to have to buy it.
Give them another reason.
Yep.
So they do that with all of this.
That's pretty common, though. They'll put in unreleased versions of songs on greatest hits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there he is. And you guys will probably remember Greatest Hits Volume 1 had that iconic poster with him in profile that was drawn with his hair all different swirly colors. That was the poster for Greatest Hits Volume 1. Greatest Hits Volume 2 also had a really great poster, which I have framed down here, which is him in concert. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you. And if I did like post-production, I'd go, and here it is.
Uh-huh.
But we know that's not going to happen. It's got some sleeves. Records look not too bad. That's nice. We haven't seen any trashy records here coming up.
Yeah, that's why I don't think these are yours.
They're the goods. They're the goods. Oh, I can't get this. I can't get it in.
That's what she said.
This. I'm just gonna have to leave it.
It's stuck. It's stuck. You rip. I bet you're ripping the edge.
Yeah, turn it the other way.
No, it always gets stuck on like the little lip part right there.
Well, it shouldn't be this way. I had put them in that way for quick access, but
yeah, but it goes the other way.
Well, right? I can't help you there.
There you go. So that is Greatest Hits Volume 2. Like I said, had some stuff from the basement tapes. You know what?
Uh-oh, one more?
Because I mentioned the basement tapes and I teased this last episode and I didn't show it. This was the album I teased as the only record album I have that doesn't actually have records in it. And this is the Basement Tapes, Bob with the band. Look at all those characters there. And you can see there's severe road rash to this record.
Is that a hard record to get?
No, I don't think so. A buddy of mine gave it to me. I think he said he found it in the driveway or in the ditch or something. There's no discs. Discs were trashed. But I mean, I just love the artwork so much. I'm like, yeah, I'll just take it.
That Princess Leia, or
why don't you frame it?
What are you gonna do? Throw it out? So I kept it just because it's got such a great artwork.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Hoarder.
Yeah. With that, there's Robbie Robertson there. Garth Hudson, the whole band's there, and they're all little characters of the songs that appear on this record, like Mrs. Henry. There's a song about Mrs. Henry. I don't think there's look at that. It's not supposed to do that. I don't think it's supposed to do any of this. Look at that.
Oh,
well, make it easy if you did want to frame it.
There you go. Yeah,
just cut that right there, and there you go.
Yeah, you should frame it. What are you doing?
Just cut that right down the middle there, and there's your
right there. Just frame that whole thing
right there. Boom. Or you could do that too.
I like the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, you could have two different, but I see what you're saying.
Okay. This would get re-released in a big giant vinyl package, which I do have, so that's why it's not so important to get a real version of that. But I do like having the artwork, and I'm not going to throw it out, so that's why I have it.
Well, real Bob collectors have it.
True, absolutely. But so there you go. There's a little bit of Bob. Plenty more to come if we get around to it. But got to give you guys a Bob break and move on to X Matt Bandy X.
Okay, I will show the rest of my pickups from the weekend. This next record is by a Norwegian black metal band called Carpathian Forest.
Is this still from the coupon to the record store you got?
Yeah, these are all from my from the gift card I got.
Gift card, yeah.
Yeah, I got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records from said gift card. So this is a re-release of some of their 2 demos and a rehearsal session. The name of this record is Bloodlust and Perversion.
Oh.
The front here. This was re-released by Nuclear War Now Productions, which is a cool label out of Oakland, I believe. And you got the guys on the back here. You have Lord Nosferatu there. So Carpathian Forest was an early Norwegian band. We got the guys right there.
You know, Matt Bandy, I'm like 26% Norwegian.
Nice.
So anyway, I got that going for me.
That's good. I didn't know that. So, and you also have the lyrics on the inside here too, but these are just on black vinyl.
I think I'm about 40% Danish.
Oh,
you said you spoke. You could read a little Danish. You said.
Yeah, a little bit Danish. Yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother used to call me something as a kid. I'm sure it meant like bad or something, but we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, figure out what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was just also a double discer on black vinyl there too. And then this is the accoutrement in this here, because I don't really need this, but you have just a list of some of Nuclear War Now's releases, along with Iron Bonehead. Iron Bonehead is a German record label.
That's what Layla calls me.
Oh,
You're a real Iron Bonehead.
I was going somewhere else. But.
Yeah.
Well,
that's probably where he was going too.
Yeah.
So, Curtis, you expect us to believe that you're Norwegian?
I am. My grandfather is 100% Norwegian.
So, how come you didn't get any of the, the looks and the strength and the size and
Hi, dude. Genetic anomaly. But I'll tell you what,
you would have never made it as a Viking.
Dude, no, I would have been like the one that like brought them their swords and shields and pelts
Swab
and
the deck.
Yeah. Dude, but I spent my whole childhood freaking eating lutefisk and Norwegian meatballs, better than Swedish meatballs.
That's all you.
And lefse. Lefse. I'm sure you're familiar with lefse, Bandy. That's the best ever. Yeah. Oh yeah. I am well versed in Norwegian tradition.
We had Norwegian brown cheese together. Do you remember that when you took me to the cheesemonger?
I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
I was
amazing.
excited about that.
I'm glad they had that. I remember you were like, "Hey."
Yeah, it had been years since I've had like legit brown cheese.
I love that.
Is it? What's it taste like? I've never had it.
It is a very soft cheese, almost like a clay kind of consistency. It's and it is kind of sweet. It's typically either a mixture of goat and cow milk. There's some that is straight cow milk, or I'm sorry, straight goat milk. That's really, really strong. But it's always kind of comes in like this block, and it's kind of like a tannish brown color. But you usually have it with on a piece of bread, open face sandwich with a little butter underneath. Sometimes with some jam too. But yeah, it's good. It's kind of really strong just to eat on its own.
So it's sharp.
We should turn this into a cheese podcast.
Cheese podcast. Yeah.
Everybody out there for cheese.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Make Bill's head explode. we're all showing our cheese pickups.
Dude, that would be great.
Just got back from the deli. Got some Munster.
Got some Asiago.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna do it. Sorry, Bill. Next week I'm doing a cheese pickup.
I might too.
Where are we at? What are we talking about here? Oh, record.
Yeah. You were talking about your one-man black synth metal bands or whatever.
Two-man band on the Carpathian Forest. So
close.
So now we're going across the ocean to England, and we're going to show a band by the name of Solstice. This is their first LP called Lamentations. This is a repress of this with different artwork. It's actually got a little Scandinavian theme here. It's on a gatefold. This was originally came out in what year? Early 90s. But Solstice play a kind of mixed of traditional heavy metal, doom metal. I've shown a few of their records on the show before. What's kind of interesting about Solstice is that they have a pretty diehard fan base, but they're not a super well-known band. There's been a lot of time period in between their releases. They've changed members a ton. They've changed singers a lot. I think they've had close to I'm guessing 4 or 5 different singers, and the singers have all been pretty different from each other. Musically, they've stayed the same as far as like the guitar sound and stuff, but the vocals, it's a significant difference. And they just a few years ago, 2 years ago, I believe, after their latest release, announced that they have a new singer, and it's a female singer. So that's going to be really interesting to hear what that sounds like. And they've released a few tracks with her singing on it, but it'll be interesting to see. And this is just on black vinyl. You have the little Solstice logo on the center there. There you go. Lamentations. Haven't had the chance to listen to this too many times. I've only heard a few tracks off of it, so looking forward to spending some time with this one. And now we're going back to Norway to a band called Enslaved. Horden's Land is the name of this record. This was Enslaved, their first release, or I'm sorry, not their first release, but their first full-length album. They had a demo and I don't know if it was the demo that was on a split release with another band called Emperor, but this was their first full-length. And they Enslaved are a Norwegian band, like I said. This record here is pretty much kind of your standard Norwegian black metal from the mid-90s. These songs were a little bit longer than some of their contemporary or other bands playing the same stuff at the time. Enslaved is still a band, and they've over the years progressed their sound quite a bit to where they sound nothing like this anymore. They kind of got more into like a Viking metal type sound, and then went more very progressive now. So it's been pretty cool to see their progression over the years. I do enjoy their new stuff, but the older stuff for me is kind of where I like. But it's neat to see a band in the extreme metal have that longevity and progression in their sound. This was a repress that came out in 2018, and you got it's here is not the lyric sheet, but it's just a write-up liner notes by the band. There's two interviews in here done by some of the members, and on the back here you just have some people from the Norwegian scene talking about this release. So I was happy to have this one in the collection. This was my first Enslaved record that I've got. So I've listened to their music for a few years, but I haven't bought any of the records. So happy to start here.
What's the price on something like that?
This was probably like $15, I think, at my local shop. They sometimes they also Booba Records, which is the shop that I was talking about. They also have a lot of records for sale on their Discogs page. So a lot of times they'll put records that have been in the shop for a while. They'll take them out of the shop and put them on to be sold on their Discogs page. And sometimes you can get a discounted price on there. So this is a brand new record, but it wasn't a new record price because it was already opened. They opened the shrink to basically to check the color vinyl or what it was, and then to put that on their listing.
See, any of those records that Bandy ever shows, you'll never find them at my record stores. Never.
Really? Nothing?
Yeah. Never. No.
Yeah, I'm lucky. My my friend Frank, who works at the shop, he buys most of the metal stuff there, and he has got a good taste. And they have a lot of, there's different buyers there. There's the employees that work, but they have certain buyers who pick what new records they get in. So I think that has a lot to do with the shops, is who's buying the records to sell.
Right on.
Yeah, so that was my Christmas haul of records.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah. Now, are you going to make your father-in-law listen to them with you?
No.
Oh,
maybe. I know he's more of a country and western fella.
Yeah.
So I'll put on some of my Dwight Yoakam or
Conway Twitty, maybe.
I do like Conway Twitty.
Yeah,
he's got some good stuff.
That is a big old pimp. You listen to those songs, it's like
Big old pimp.
right, yeah.
He's a pimp.
I do like. That's funny you say, because I do like Conway Twitty. Actually, yeah, it's good stuff.
Bandy, when you walk into the record store, are you going first to that metal section?
Typically, I'll go to the new releases.
New arrivals, sure.
Mm-hmm. So they actually have a new arrivals section only for extreme metal, and they'll have a new arrivals for their what trade-ins were brought, and they'll have a new arrivals for the new collectible records that were brought in.
Ah,
And so each there's like new arrival sections for the pop stuff. So there's pop and rock, and they're all kind of like all the new stuff is all mixed together. And then they have punk rock separated. They have heavy metal separated. They have blues separated. So it's a good separation of the records. And I always go through just the new stuff first, the new arrivals.
and then where do you go next?
Then I will go through just
Hall &
specific
Oates.
artists that I'm looking for. Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So usually it's always to the new arrivals.
You know, when last time I was at
San
Captain
Yeah.
Nemo,
Mhm.
I wanted to pick up a Hall & Oates record. They had like 10 records. Not one of them had any songs I had ever heard of.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
it was.
but here's the thing: you can't go wrong with a Hall & Oates record. It doesn't matter. You could have picked up anyone, and you would have got a winner.
Well, but
That's
I
the thing.
wanted a winner that I knew. How
Oh,
about
shut
that,
up!
Curtis?
No,
At least had Man Eater or something on it, man. And
No.
nothing. It wasn't even the nothing.
you need to expand your horizons, bro.
I really don't. I
Yeah.
can do that on Spotify. I don't need to buy a record for that.
You know what I was just looking up right now? Hold on.
Survivor.
No, I was thinking about ordering right now, live on the vinyl show. Shania Twain, come on
Ooh.
over on vinyl.
That's a Canadian treasure right there, huh?
Absolutely.
Double LP. When are we supposed to be doing the next vinyl show?
Next week. Right?
Yeah, it might be on a non-Curtis day though.
Oh, you son of a gun! Well, we'll
You
have
can
to
do
talk
it
about
live
that
from
after.
work. I'm sure your boss wouldn't care.
I'm just saying, because if I ordered it now, it would be here by the next time we did a little vinyl show.
Are you a fan?
Of Shania?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. I've totally gotten into it lately. I don't know. You know what it is? My mom, big fan growing up. Used to listen to it all the time. Hated it. Never liked country. And now, in my 30s, I like hear it replayed, and I was like, oh man, I used to have to listen to that all the time. And then I start singing along, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Just gotta embrace it sometimes.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
good. No one's gonna make fun of you.
Dude, you can't tell me that Shania doesn't slap.
She had me slapping back in the day. I'll tell you that.
She's still slapping.
Mother Brain says that's a big no for her.
Mother Brain, you don't like Shania? Is that what you're saying? Oh my goodness.
I think so.
You know what? I think you need to listen to some Shania because maybe you haven't heard enough.
Are we talking deep cuts here, Curtis? You've heard those? Your mom had like the cassettes?
Come on. We didn't grow up in the Stone Age like you did. We had compact discs.
Compact discs?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff. I don't know. I'm this close.
I'm gonna have to agree with Mother Brain there. It's not country. It's pop music.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
It's pop country is what it is.
Yeah. It was that new age where they were trying to cross over. She did.
Yeah, very much in that time period.
All right. Now, okay, we want to talk country. What about, you know what I've been listening to lately?
Waylon Jennings.
Waylon Jennings, get out of here, Matt Bandy, you silly guy. Hold on. It was
Merle Haggard.
Merle Haggard. My God, these are it's the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Oh,
Yeah.
Remember them? Fishing in the Dark. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one.
I do like that.
You and me going fishing in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Where the moonlight grows.
Oh, yeah.
They're like the pioneers of country pop, really.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, these were like when I used to be in growing up, going to a bar, and you'd have this on the jukebox, the old jukebox.
Growing up, going to a bar?
Oh, yeah, man.
How old were you when you're going to these bars?
12, 13. I'm not going there to drink. I'm not like some lush. I'm going with my parents, you know? I'm from Podunk nowhere, Wisconsin. You got to remember that.
I know.
There,
We had similar upbringings, Curtis.
the bar was like a half a block away. Good times, great oldies.
In a little town that I'm in, if you took a note from your mother or father, I guess, you can buy not even beer. You can buy the hard shit, like booze, like real stuff. You just hand it to them, and they'd be like, oh, "Okay," and give them the money, and then that's that.
See, okay, I got Mother Brain back on board. She likes.
Yeah,
fishing
she's digging with the fishing in the dark.
Wait, let's check Amazon. Let's see if they got some nitty gritty dirt band on vinyl.
This is gonna get the likes, Bill.
Nitty.
Get that subscribe going, people.
Yep.
Get some nitty gritty. You know, the rerun of Saturday Night Live last weekend, the one they play at 10 o'clock, was back in the day, had Dolly Parton hosting. And she was belting out some of her hits. She's a hit maker. Talk about a country hit maker. She's so tiny.
Whoa. I mean, they have a vinyl, but it's $60.
Are they reissuing their stuff, or is that some third party oldie?
That's a good question. I'll have to look into it. I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Sorry. Didn't mean to hold up with the Shania.
Well, if we are keeping with the original rotation, Curtis, you are up next.
All right. Well, moving in to the E's. Everybody's
Eagles.
favorite. You got it.
There you go.
You got it, baby.
I don't like the Eagles.
Why don't you like the Eagles? What's wrong with the Eagles?
Yeah, you don't like it, Matt.
It is not awful. It is
Eagles
not
are
awful.
good stuff.
First off, I like this is like raised. You can feel it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that called perforated?
Embossed.
Embossed?
Take it easy. Witchy woman, lion eyes, already gone. Now, see, this is like one of the most.
That's the greatest hits, though. Yes.
This is the greatest hits. This is one of the most like popular records of all time.
Right. They have a second album too. It's got a lot of great hits on it as well for their greatest hits.
A good fact about the greatest hits. So this one, you'll notice, does not have possibly their greatest hit, which is what?
Hotel California.
Hotel California. That's correct.
Yeah,
Not
that's on volume 2, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I got both volumes. I actually might have an extra volume 2, Curtis.
Oh yeah.
If I do, you can have it. I got 2 of 1. I'm not sure which one it is. I don't know if it's 1 or 2.
I dig it. Great album. The Eagles are amazing. One of the
they
greatest.
Have the bones of amazing songs there, but they are covered in this gauze of softness that.
Yeah, but they're like a super band, dude. It feels like that'd be right up your alley. Like all those guys have
that's
their
what
own
I mean.
songs.
They had the bones of greatness, but it's all just like all the edges are shaved off into this round.
Look, take it easy, Bill. Your lying eyes are, giving you away, buddy.
Yeah. It's just one of those nights.
Yeah, it's just one of those nights, Bill. You just gotta sit back and take it easy.
You're already gone.
Yeah.
You just gotta, get one of those peaceful, easy feelings.
Yeah. Get out of the fast lane.
Listen, we don't have to talk about Eagles' greatest hits anymore because we're moving on to the next one. The Eagles' greatest hits, volume 2.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Not as good a cover. I don't really like this cover. But
yeah, what were they going with that cover.
This one has Hotel California.
Yeah, I thought so.
Heartache Tonight.
Even that's really good.
And then Life in the Fast Lane, Long Run.
Tell you why.
Yeah.
New Kid in Town. You know, there was a radio station that came on in Fresno, and when they debuted, they played New Kid in Town for 24 straight hours.
Now, so the word on the street is they saved Hotel California for Greatest Hits Volume 2.
Of course, make that extra money.
So, which is funny because I almost prefer the Volume 2 to the Volume 1. Which how many times does that happen on Greatest Hits? Usually they front load all of the good the top ones on the first Greatest Hits.
Hotel California is overplayed though.
Whoa.
It's their stairway to heaven.
It is, but it doesn't mean it's not good.
I didn't
With
say
a boring
it
solo.
I didn't say it wasn't good. It just
I
says
never heard
overplayed.
that song again. It would be too soon.
You guys are Eagles haters. All right, well maybe you'll dig these guys.
I like Joe Walsh's solo stuff.
Joe
and
Walsh.
Even some of Don Henley's solo stuff. I like the songs probably because I heard them a ton as a kid. But yeah, Eagles.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll like these guys. This is a little mix of like country and rock. I don't know if maybe it's not country, but the Georgia Satellites.
Oh yeah. Got a little change in my pocket going jingle.
Got a little change in my pocket going jang-a-lang-a-lang. Call you on the telephone, baby.
Give you a ring.
Give you a ring.
I love that song as a kid.
That's the only reason to get this record because it's not very good except for that song. But
you know they have these things called 45s that you could have just bought that.
Whatever, Chris. We're not all made up airports. Some of us just have to buy regular records. We can't all afford the fancy 45s like you can.
And they're actually cheaper. You get it for like nothing.
Actually, this one I think I told the story a while back. I was helping some dude at a record store. He was the owner and he was trying to figure out how to do something on his computer. And he's like, you look like a young millennial that knows the computer. And so I helped him figure it out. And I had a couple records in my hand because I was just like, it was almost like my maybe pile. And he's like, you can have whatever's in your hand. And so this was one of the ones I happened to have in my hand.
You had to be kind of kicking yourself for not having something. Like,
I mean, it was stuff I was gonna get. I was pretty much done at that point.
But shit. That expensive rare stuff that was on the shelf that you passed over.
Okay, I didn't win you over with the Georgia Satellites. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, okay. I got Bandy, but I didn't get all of you yet. So, but I'm definitely gonna get y'all with this one because you're the one that I want. You are the one I want, honey. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Grease got to have Grease soundtrack.
Grease
Summer Nights.
I get behind that.
Olivia Newton-John, man, so hot.
Oh, really? No way.
What? Well, not. Well, come on.
She might have been responsible for my first boner ever.
Oh man, so you didn't have your first erection until you were well into your 40s, then, huh? So, yep, little double LP. I mean, who doesn't love Grease? Grease is the word. That's great to say.
Yep.
Did Billy Gibbs write the songs for Grease?
I don't think so. But what do I know? He couldn't. He couldn't have written the musical stuff because that was like a stage musical.
The Grease is the word.
Oh no, that's Frankie Valli, isn't it?
No.
Oh no, it is Barry Gibb, written by Barry Gibb and performed by Frankie Valli. What? Anyway, the other record's very similar. Oh no, that's just the other record. I thought it was Ephemera.
What are your thoughts on the movie?
Grease?
Yeah.
I love it. Although it's a strange movie, but I can't. I remember watching it for the first time. I must have been like 10 or 11. And okay, here's a good story. So, yeah, I was like 10 or 11, and I was like, I thought it was the coolest movie I'd ever seen. I was like, Danny is the man. I want to be Danny. Like, oh, dude, it makes sense now. What have I been doing with my life? Like, I understand, dude. I know how to be cool now. And so I wanted the next day at school, I wanted to go to school and be like Danny. And I didn't have a leather jacket, but I did have a really awesome denim jacket. So I threw that on with a white t-shirt, denim jeans, because that was the best I could come up with. So no black at all, like in the movie, just denim. And I slicked my hair back, completely slicked back. I looked like Donald Trump Jr. Without the beard, and then just to polish it off, I had a necklace with a what was it? It was a stupid rock at the end, one of those red ones. And is it an agate or an agate or something
Sure.
like that? It was just dumb. It was like nothing to do with Danny, but I was like, this is cool, and this will like kind of give it my own spin.
How long did it take you to get your ass kicked?
Dude, I walked into school and I was like strutting into school. And I remember my teacher, I think it was Mrs. Larson at the time, she was standing at the door, like as we're walking in, and she's like, "Hey, Mr. Cool."
What grade is this?
I think this was like 4th or 5th grade.
Like junior year in high school.
It was a freshman year of college. Yeah, and she was like, "Hey, Mr. Cool." And then of course like some kids heard it, and then they were like making fun of me because the teacher said I was cool, and then it wasn't cool.
That's
anymore.
so lame, yeah.
So I didn't slick the hair back, or that denim jacket, I burned it when I got home.
Ditched the rock necklace.
But dude, that initial strut down the hall, like, hey. I was like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, let's leave it there. Let's leave it with the grease.
Yeah, you're flying through the alphabet.
I am. I've showed a lot of the early stuff, apparently. I was looking at my stuff, and I was like, good Lord, I've showed a lot of this already.
Well, we'll have to get into reruns soon.
Yeah.
All right. It is that time where Chris Roberts closes out the show for us.
More video games. I only got 3 more, so we'll do it real quick. So that same guy, I was in town, and I noticed he still had these sitting there, and I figured, well, why not just see if he'll take a cheap-ass price. And so one is the Skate or Die. Like, imagine if that was like a real choice, right? Like, this is your options. So, I mean, really, I mean, you got to skate or you're going to die. But got Rodney Dangerfield making a cameo in it. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize he was on the cover.
Yeah. Well, it's just like a screenshot of the.
Right.
But
that's such a famous thing that you always see. I didn't realize it was on the box.
Yeah, but really, really clean. It looks so much like this guy takes the worst pictures, which kind of went in my favor because I don't think it. I got it for $20 and it's complete. And then I really like this game. It's fun to play, but it's funny how I can only assume they were ripping off the Top Gun volleyball scene because it's. I can hear Playing with the Boys when I watch it. But yeah, it's just a real solid game. But I always dug the cover art because I just thought
I love that game. That game's great.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, King of the Beach isn't bad either, but this is definitely probably the one I'd rather play. But they're both really good. But and then lastly, and I was holding out for Bill to come through, but I know he wouldn't. So, and I saw this, I pulled a trigger. This is the real sought after Canadian variant of Mario 3. It's got the little red top on it. And it's really hard to find. Plus it even came with the little Nintendo sticker. It's tucked in the box there, but it came with that too. So this is really cool. And I guess I didn't even know you guys had Kmart's, but I mean, they were selling this for $15 at Kmart.
Yeah, Kmart was huge.
Could have been like from a northern Minnesota store, maybe.
Well, maybe. I mean, anything's possible, but it's definitely this is a Canadian release, and so it kind of mimics the there's I guess I don't know. They call them a collector series here, but they re-released both Zeldas with gray carts or instead of gold, and they have the Metroid with the yellow label, and also the hockey game.
Blades of Steel.
There you go, Blades of Steel with the red label.
Yeah.
But their boxes all have this at the top of it. So it must have been from the same era, and for whatever reason, they didn't re-release Mario here with this cover, which, I mean, it's probably just cost cutting. They probably just had a ton of them anyway, and they didn't want to do it. But yeah, this is very hard to find, and I was able to get it off of eBay and got it for a really great price. So there you go, and that pretty much wraps up my Christmas. And I also got this guy here. I don't know why, but I just think it's pretty cool.
Grogu.
Grogu. No, Grogu.
Is it? It's Grogu?
Yeah. Look it up.
I believe you.
Yeah. But it's technically, this is the child because they hadn't named him yet. But this is from the Christmas stock.
Was that a puppet?
No, I ain't that lame. It's just a doll.
I didn't realize that it didn't have legs.
No, I mean, I'm assuming the real character probably does, but I guess for whatever
we don't know.
We really don't know. But I imagine this will be one of those little collectibles. Got the little big Mattel label down here, and that's pretty cool.
Oh man!
So did you buy any more of the new Star Wars stuff, Chris? Just for the future value?
No. If I was going to give any recommendations, I would probably go with their new bad guy, because that probably, I can't think of his name right. Moff Gideon, I think is his name. If I was going to speculate, probably him, and maybe that female Boba Fett. I can't think of her name either, but she's not Boba Fett, but she has that Mandalorian outfit on. Those would probably be limited and later on. I mean, because obviously there's going to be shitloads of Grogu. There's going to be shitloads of Mando. So that stuff's going to be mass produced. You want to, if you're looking for future flips, you know, obviously go for the limited shit. And those characters will probably be limited.
Are they putting out toys of those?
Say again?
Are you talking about toys from that series? I haven't seen any. Are they putting
there's some. I saw some because I was at Walmart I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and I saw that one that kind of that buffed up chick. I saw her figure, and I saw some Mandalorian stuff. So
yeah, we just have empty shelves here.
Yeah, well,
none of it can stick around.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely scalpers, and collectors are snagging all that shit up.
I wonder what it's like for kids now. You know, like you used to be able to go into Walmart or Target or wherever, and like it'd be toys aplenty. And now there's so much the scalper market is so crazy.
Well, I will say this though, I still think it's very similar because the mass-produced stuff, the common figure, is still on the shelf, and that's how it was when I was a kid. Like you had to be there when they stocked it, and they would send like one Darth Vader or one C-3PO, or So I think it's probably a very similar model, but it is shitty. But at least now they actually have a way of getting it, though. I mean, if their parents are willing to pay the price, they can get it on eBay. In the 80s or in the 90s, if you didn't get it, you didn't get it.
Yeah, but you never had trouble getting your He-Man figure. They were all
but that's the main character, though. There was some
any of the new He-Man. You could just
initially it was a little limited. I saw people scalping He-Man and Skeletor, and then they just dumped a huge amount. I saw some people
nowadays. I still can't get them. I still can't get them.
Oh, so you're talking about back then? You could.
I mean, back then you could, as a kid, you could get whatever you wanted.
Yeah, it was a new toy line though, too. I don't know. I don't think the hype. I mean, the hype was pretty big for He-Man. I had a lot of friends with He-Man shit, so I don't know. They made a lot of money off of it, but maybe they stocked better. I don't know, but
yeah.
It does suck though for people who like kids who were wanting to play with it, I guess. But I mean, it's weird though. Like, do kids even play with toys anymore? Like, how do you get their phone out of their hand?
Yeah, they'll still play with toys, but
Yeah.
it's so weird. Like even as the merchandiser, like as Walmart, why as Walmart do you want to have empty shelves? Like it just boggles my mind that they would want to have empty shelves, but it seems to be what they like.
From their perspective, what do you care who buys it? I mean, I guess the only thing is if there becomes a backlash.
I mean, if I don't have enough stock,
Walmart, come on.
If I don't have enough stock, it doesn't look good to me. I would think, as a traditional merchandiser, to have empty holes in my shelf.
Yeah, but they pay for the shelf.
They don't want to overstock something that's not going to sell.
Yeah, they want to put the exact. Or look at the Amiibo crash. Like some of that, like those Animal Crossing ones. They were. That's the only Nintendo product you would see got liquidated. You could pick them up for a couple of bucks at brand new at Target and Walmart. So yeah, they probably have minimal orders on some of these things.
Well, anyways, that is our time of the vinyl show for this week. Thanks everyone for joining us. You know what? I skipped a huge Bob Dylan, which we'll have to get to next time. And this might be one for Curtiss to add to his list. Pretty famous. Blonde on Blonde. Like that's pretty much a cornerstone of any Bob Dylan collection right there. We'll start with that next time on the vinyl show. Bringing it all back home and Blonde on Blonde, man, perfection right there. Perfection for sure. So thanks for you guys, my vinyl pals, for joining me. Matt Bandy, Chris Roberts, Curtiss. It's good to see you as usual. We didn't get Kevin buried on Mars this week because he's getting up early, I guess.
Imagine how we all got to bring cheese next week and just not tell Kevin why. Just don't say nothing about it, and we just be like, and I got a nice brie. From Holland,
Manchego,
right? Just don't say nothing. Don't let him in on it.
Velveeta,
right?
Get out of here, Matt Bandy.
With your Dollar Tree Velveeta.
This is a one-man made Velveeta from Norway. They did not use the correct font, even though their name is a font.
I'm gonna get a first print Danish blue cheese.
All right. So yeah, thanks again, everyone. For you, the viewers, stay tuned to this channel. Lots more stuff coming. Lots of bootleg music coming. I got some really choice stuff picked out for you. It's going to sound. I have this concert picked out that the bootlegger recorded it via the assisted learning device. So it's just like off the soundboard, but I think they got their own mix. So ethics aside, for a bootlegger using up an assisted listening device, it is a spectacular sounding bootleg. So look for that coming soon. Other than that, thanks everyone. Thanks guys. We'll see you next week, maybe on the vinyl show when that returns. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.